bring Calais Campbell, Pro Bowl defensive end for the Arizona Cardinals. When was the last time you played quarterback, Calais?
High school probably, and even then it was like really for a short brief time. DM was my calling.
If total disaster strikes out there and you're in the middle of a game and lose every quarterback, would you be comfortable under center?
Personally, I feel like you can put me in anywhere and I'm going to do the best I can. I doubt Coach will put me in a quarterback, but, I'm ready. I'll make sure he knows I'm ready if something happens.
All right, if that happens, though, who is the emergency quarterback? Who's the guy that if there's no one else to play, you have to put him under center?
Ted again is the first step, and I guess goes next up. I don't know the order, but I'm sure there's a lot of guys that go before me.
Do you think Ted is frothing at the mouth for that opportunity? Do you think he's privately interested? Maybe I could play. Give me a shot.
Nah, I think he wants to be a receiver. I think he's comfortable where he's at.
How does this team?
He wants the ball thrown to him a little. He wants a big throw to get back at his old team. He played with Carolina last year.
How does this team stay together through all this, Calais? I mean, you go through quarterback, seems like every single week over the last month. Lose your starter in Carson Palmer, lose the backup, then the next guy comes up. 4 quarterbacks really in the last month and a half. How tough has it been to bounce back from those types of developments?
It's one of those things where it's very tough, but you have to, be mentally tough to move past it, because, there's no going back, when the guy goes down, somebody has to step in for him. You keep the season doesn't end. You still got to play games, so the next guy, you prepare him the best you can and, you do everything you can to make his job easier. And, and they step in and do a good job, and then you lose another guy and it's the same thing, same process. The next guy, he'll be as best prepared as he can be. And we just got to go out there and rally for him.
Calais Campbell hanging out here on the DP show. Congrats on that Pro Bowl selection. What did that feel like?
It was amazing. I was excited for it because, I felt like it's been a while. It's been eluding me for a long time, so I'm glad I finally got it.
There's a lot of MVP talk, and it's pretty much between Rodgers and J.J. Watt, and I'm going to give you a little time to make a platform on why J.J. Watt should or shouldn't be the MVP this year.
J.J. Watt is a beast, man. To be able to score offensive touchdowns and defensive touchdowns and get 20-plus sacks, that's amazing. It doesn't happen very often at all. He's, playing out of his mind right now, and he had a great season, and it's hard not to give him, the MVP of the league. The only issue is that it's a quarterback-driven lead, and, if a quarterback doesn't get it, the whole world, turns over in theory. So, I'd be surprised if he got it, but he is definitely worthy.
Do you think a defensive player ever gets MVP?
If J.J. Watt can't get it this year, I don't know. It might never happen.
We want to spin the ball forward a little bit. I know you're looking forward to the Pro Bowl, but also you've got business to take care of. You guys are taking on Carolina, having to go on the road. So an 11-win team going on the road to take on a 7-win team in a playoff game. Are you okay with that?
It's just the way it is. We knew it could be that way at the beginning of the year. So we knew we just had to do whatever we could to get into the playoffs. 11 wins, a 5 seed is fine by me. Last year we had 10 wins and we weren't even in it. So, I'm just happy we're in the dance and have a chance to compete.
If you were asked about changing the system, though, would you be in favor of making it so the team with the best record has the home field advantage regardless of division results?
I was on the team in 2008 that benefited the other way. We were 9-7, but we had hosted an Atlanta team that was 10-6. And I think that was a big reason why we got on our hot streak and went to the Super Bowl. So, I like it the way it was, we all, as long as we all know how it is set up and we have a chance to compete, we need to change it.
How confident are you in your current quarterback situation?
Very confident. Ryan Lindley played great last week, even though he still was young and, made some young mistakes. But, there's so many throws he made that were just on point and perfect that you have no choice but to be confident in them.
This is a team that's built around defense. Bruce Arians, you guys have done a great job of building one of the top defenses in the NFL. As a defense, when you see your quarterbacks go down, do you put more pressure on yourselves to step up and try to win the game for the team?
That was my mindset from day one, even with Carson in the game, is, I wanted to make sure our defense was the reason why we won games. And it's even more that way now that Lindley's in there. We're a third-string quarterback. The defense has to play even better, and it's playoff football, though, so the defense, is definitely, what wins games in playoffs.
Chris mentioned Bruce Arians. There's a lot of coaching changes that happened this week, of course. What has the atmosphere been like in Arizona since Bruce Arians came there?
Oh, it's been amazing. He came in from day one and established a mindset that we were going to win now. And we all buy in, and it's been great. It's been fantastic so far.
Talking to Calais Campbell, Arizona Cardinals Pro Bowl defensive end here on the Dan Patrick Show. Get you out of here with this. I was reading some stuff about you before, and you were a pretty good basketball player in Colorado, right?
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I was pretty good.
Were you recruited?
Oh, yeah. I had scholarships to go to Oregon and Washington for basketball before football. But I could have went anywhere with double scholarship.
But you didn't play basketball in college?
I chose not to because back then I was real skinny. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to gain any weight.
How much weight did you put on in college?
I got to college at 227, and I was at the combine at 295.
Wow, that's a lot of cheeseburgers,
Yeah.
man. That's a lot of weight, and you didn't think you were going to be able to put enough on to be.
Yeah, when they asked me to play on the team in Miami, I was like 235, 240, and I was trying everything to gain weight. I couldn't gain any weight, so I was 6'8", 240, a little small as a DN. So I didn't want to play basketball and risk never gaining the weight. Once I got to like 290, I realized I probably could have played it been fine.
What position did you play?
I was a power forward, small forward, power forward,
If you knew then that you were going to put the weight on that you did eventually put on in college, would that have changed your decision on what to do coming out of high school?
Yeah, I would probably play both. But, my heart has been in football since I was a little kid, so 6 years old. So the NFL was my final result no matter what.
Could you have played in the NBA?
Yeah, I personally think so.
But are you recruiting him right now, Chris? What are you doing?
One day, it'd be nice to just play some pickup games with some of the guys in the NBA, see if I could play with them. But, my game has changed a lot over the years. I can't jump and move like I used to.
Give me a comparison for what player you play like in the NBA.
Oh, man. I used to say I played like Malik Rose back when I was a kid because he was just, a big rebounder and he could score when he needed to, back in the day when he was with the Spurs. I'm a pretty good rebounder, really good defense, and I can score when I need to. I averaged 22 in high school.
Good to visit with you, Calais. Best of luck in Carolina, and thanks for taking the time.
Congrats on the Pro Bowl.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
That's Calais Campbell, Pro Bowl defensive end for